What's good, YouTube? Let me give you my quick thoughts real quick on WWE Royal Rumble 2012. Overall, I thought the pay-per-view was a kind of a letdown. I thought that there could have been a lot of better spots within the pay-per-view. I think the couple of matches they threw in there, the Divas match and the Brodus Clay match, and you could have did without, especially the Brodus Clay match because he defeated Drew McIntyre in like 5 seconds. So I don't know what they're doing with Drew McIntyre, but obviously it's not good whatever they're doing. So looking at the pay per view, I thought that the type of matches that they set up, I thought that going in it could be a very good pay per view. Now the way the matches went, it didn't really play out that way. I think we started the night off with the cage match between Daniel Bryan, Big Show, and Mark Henry, and that match I honestly don't remember much. All I remember is Big Show dominating the match basically, and Mark Henry being irrelevant in the match, being just. I mean, what was he doing the whole match? He was laid out on the ground. I don't understand it, but the match wasn't very long. Daniel Bryan escapes the cage. Nothing shocking. That's why I figured what happened. I picked Daniel Bryan to win the match. So, I mean, I don't know where Big Show and Mark Henry go from here, but Daniel Bryan is on the bigger and better things. The most interesting match to me of the night, even more interesting than the Royal Rumble itself, was the Kane and John Cena match. Um, it ended in no contest, but I don't think either one of them cared, and I didn't really care because I think all of us were really concerned with the big picture and what was going to happen after the match. So they get both get counted out, and they fight backstage, and Kane stumbles upon Zack Ryder's locker room. It's locked, but Zack Ryder's in there. He's helpless. Kane kicks down the door, chokes out Zack Ryder, and takes him down to the middle ring and delivers a tombstone on him in front of Eve. And Cena comes down at the last second, a second too late, like always. And Kane gives him a choke slam, and that's pretty much it for Cena. So I think after what we're going to be looking for tonight on Raw is I don't know, maybe a darker Cena or something, because I think to this point, I think we're going to see Zack Ryder starting to push Cena over and over to the deep end a little bit, because all the things that happen are because of Cena. All the things that happen to Zack Ryder are because of Cena. So they're going to find a way to twist that, and maybe we'll see a feud between Zack Ryder and Cena. I don't know if it'll go that far, but I think Zack Ryder's place in this is very key as far as Cena turning heel or not. So the big picture after this, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens on Monday Night Raw and what happens leading up to Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. So then we had the Dolph Ziggler and CM Punk match, and that one was actually a pretty good match as far as wrestling was concerned. I really wasn't worried about that with those two in the ring because they're both good in the ring. So the thing that bothered me about the match was the whole John Laurinaitis thing. I don't get it. I don't like John Laurinaitis, and I don't know why they're putting him out there as such a big figure in this whole feud, but it doesn't really get me excited. So we saw CM Punk, he beat Dolph Ziggler about 3 or 4 times over before he actually got the official pin on him. But what does this lead for John Laurinaitis? I think obviously tonight he's probably gonna get fired. Even though he tried to do his best last night to not mess up the match, even though he kind of did. In some respects, if CM Punk would have lost, I think we would have saw an even bigger fallout from that. But CM Punk retained the title. Dolph Ziggler came up short in the Royal Rumble match and in that match, so not sure where that leaves the kid. So we'll see heading into Elimination Chamber. So on to the main event, the main attraction, the actual Royal Rumble match, the 30-man over the top rope match. We saw Sheamus winning the match, and I'm not sure if I put him in my 5, but if I didn't, I'm stupid. But Sheamus was an obvious pick among other guys, but he came in, I think it was 20 something. It was high end of the 20s, and that gave him a really good shot. He came in kind of fresh. It was between him and Chris Jericho at the end. Chris Jericho. I really thought Chris Jericho was going to be able to win, but Sheamus, he pissed Sheamus off. He kept slapping him, and Sheamus got pissed. So there you go. The angry Sheamus beats Chris Jericho. Now this match, I almost fell asleep in it. I'm not gonna lie, because it was kind of boring. It was one of the most boringest Royal Rumbles I think I've seen in a while, because it wasn't. I mean, they had the announcers in it. It was okay when they had Jerry King Lawler. I was like, oh, all right. Then they had Booker T. I was like, oh, okay. And then they put Michael Cole in, and I'm like, why? And then so I was almost falling asleep at that point, and then all of a sudden I hear Karma's music, and I'm like, I jump up real fast, you know, and I'm like, oh snap, it's Karma, it's Karma. And she came in the ring, and I'm like, what is she gonna do? And Michael Cole jumps over the ropes like a little girl, and they pull him out. But then she throws out Unico, and that just did it for me right there. I think that was the high point of the match, for me at least. Nothing else really to talk about. Now, in some respect, it was nice to see the some of the legends they had. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, like I said, Jerry King Lawler, Booker T. It was nice to see some of those guys, but overall, I think this Royal Rumble goes to the point that WWE's overall talent is not what it used to be. When you look at the years past, I go back to the Attitude Era because that's the era that I grew up in. You had a lot of stars that you had in the match, and back in the day, you had Austin, you had The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and that's just a few off the top. And you look at today's, it's just a few guys, and that's what makes the Royal Rumble a little watered down for me at least, because there's only a select few guys. I mean, it's like that every year, but when you look at when you look at this year, I think it's even less as far as the top guys who you think would win the Royal Rumble. I think it's even less this year than it has been in years past. So I think the only guys who had a realistic chance at winning was Wade Barrett, Sheamus, and Cody Rhodes maybe. But other than that, I'm not sure. Even Big Show coming out at 30. 30 used to be like, oh snap, who's 30? Who's coming out at 30? And it was Big Show, so I was like, I don't care. Big Show's not going to win the match. He came in, cleared out a couple guys. That's what he was supposed to do. But I think overall talent for the WWE is lacking, and that's what makes the Royal Rumble match a little watered down for me. So with that, y'all, I'm gonna end this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. Please like the video, comment. Tell me your thoughts on the pay-per-view. Overall, I think I would give the pay-per-view a 5 out of 10, and that's not good for a pay-per-view. This one of the WWE's top pay-per-views, and I thought that it was subpar. And they could have did a lot better than they did this year. So like the video, please. Hit me up. Peace out. Look out for other videos in the future. Have a nice day.